Charleston White doesn't back down from anything, and when Sauce Walka called him a known snitch, it was only a matter of time before Charleston fired back. But what nobody expected was just how wild, loud, and brutally honest Charleston's response would be. He didn't hold back, and what started as one diss turned into a full-blown war of words between two of the most unfiltered voices in hip-hop culture. Sauce Walka took the first swing, calling Charleston a snitch on social media and accusing him of building his platform by turning his back on the streets. In his eyes, Charleston was a man who used street culture for fame, but didn't live by the same rules. Sauce made it clear he had no respect for Charleston and wasn't afraid to say it publicly. He dropped clips on Instagram and X, calling Charleston a fake activist and someone who talks tough only when there's a camera around. That kind of shot doesn't go unanswered with Charleston White. The man lives for confrontation. He's made a name for himself not just by speaking his mind, but by saying the things most people won't. When the snitch accusation came out, Charleston didn't duck. He didn't flinch. He went straight to his live stream and lit up the internet with one of the most direct, unapologetic responses we've seen in a while. Charleston said, "Yeah, I'm a snitch if it means keeping these streets clean. If I see somebody breaking the law, guess what? I'm telling." He leaned into it. He didn't deny it. He owned it. But then he flipped the script and turned the pressure right back on Sauce Walka. "You want to play gangster, but you ain't doing nothing for your community. You ain't mentoring nobody. You ain't changing lives. You just rapping about pain, but I'm out here trying to stop it." That's the thing about Charleston. Love him or hate him, he knows how to control the conversation. He turns insults into fuel. He takes the heat and uses it to shine brighter. And in this case, he didn't just defend himself. He went on the attack. He accused Sauce Walka of trying to protect a street image that does more harm than good. He said Sauce's message is part of the reason why young black men stay stuck in cycles of violence, chasing clout instead of change. The response went viral fast. Clips from Charleston's live exploded all over TikTok, YouTube, and X. People were quoting him, debating him, mocking him, and defending him, all at once. That's how it always goes with Charleston. He creates noise that nobody can ignore. But the deeper issue wasn't just the snitch label. It was what that word even means now. In the streets, being called a snitch is the ultimate disrespect. It's a word that carries heavy consequences. But Charleston challenged that whole idea. He said, "Y'all care more about the code of the streets than the kids dying in them. I care about the kids. You care about the code." Some agreed with him. They said he's doing what grown men should be doing, keeping neighborhoods safe and calling out the fake bravado in rap culture. Others said he's using that excuse to justify turning his back on a culture he claims to represent. They said Charleston talks too much and hides behind activism when the pressure gets real. Sauce Walka didn't take Charleston's response lightly either. He clapped back, saying Charleston's the type of dude who would set people up, work with the police, and then act like a hero. He told his followers that Charleston's playing a dangerous game by calling out real street dudes, and one day, that game's gonna catch up to him. Sauce didn't get as detailed or strategic as Charleston, but he kept it raw, emotional, and blunt. He said Charleston isn't from the streets, he's an internet performer. But here's the wild part. This whole back and forth opened up a bigger conversation. People started asking real questions. Is Charleston White really doing harm? Or is he just telling the truth in a way that makes people uncomfortable? Is Sauce Walka defending the culture? Or is he stuck in a mindset that hurts more than it helps? There's no easy answer. Charleston has been involved in activism for years. He's spoken at schools, worked with at-risk youth, and helped push for changes in law enforcement and community relations. But he also uses the same wild, disrespectful language that gets him labeled as toxic. He's a mix of community leader and shock jock, and that balance is what makes people conflicted about him. Sauce Walka, on the other hand, is a respected artist in Houston. He's built an independent empire, made money, helped other rappers, and stayed true to his roots. He's loud, flashy, and proud of his background. But he also glorifies a street lifestyle that Charleston says is killing the next generation. And that's the real battleground here. Two powerful voices arguing over who's helping and who's hurting, both thinking they're right. Charleston didn't stop at just Sauce Walka. He used the moment to go after the entire hip-hop culture that celebrates violence, drugs, and fake loyalty. Y'all mad at me because I tell the truth. Y'all don't like the truth. You want lies that sound good. You want pain that rhymes. But I'm giving you pain that's real. He called out rappers who sell an image, but don't live it. He said the industry is full of frauds pretending to be gangsters, while real ones die every day with nothing to show for it. He said he'd rather be called a snitch and be alive than keep it real and end up in a casket. And no matter how people feel about him, that line hit hard. Some folks started seeing Charleston differently. They said maybe he's not a snitch. Maybe he's a whistleblower. Maybe he's just the first one loud enough to say what everybody else whispers in private. Others stayed firm, saying Charleston's a clown, a menace, and a walking contradiction who hides behind truth to avoid accountability. The drama hasn't ended. In fact, it's getting deeper. Both sides have fans backing them up. You've got young street dudes siding with Sauce, saying the code matters and Charleston's violating everything they stand for. Then you've got mothers, teachers, ex-gang members, and even cops saying Charleston's message is saving lives, even if his delivery is wild. As the battle goes on, one thing is clear. Charleston White and Sauce Walka represent two different worlds within the same culture. One is about tradition, loyalty, and keeping it real, no matter the cost. The other is about change, honesty, and tearing down the old ways if they're doing more harm than good. And somewhere in the middle are the fans, watching, reacting, choosing sides, debating what it means to be real, what it means to be fake, and who's really doing the work. Because in this game, being loud is easy. Being right, that's the part that's up for debate. Charleston White didn't run from the snitch label. He stood on it. Sauce Walka didn't back down from his call-out. He doubled down. And now, two strong personalities are colliding in a culture that loves the noise, but struggles with the truth. Only time will tell who walks away respected and who walks away exposed.